What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and I know what you want to see. You want to see more content on these two devices. So, in order to keep you happy and make my life easier, this is a versus video predominantly focused on the hardware. Think of this as a three-part series. First part being hardware, the next part will be the cameras, a deep dive in the verses with the cameras, and the third part will be software. I should also mention there is an omission here. The Vivo X Fold 3 Pro is A, no longer in my hands, but B, the best foldable device out at the moment. So what I want to do is pick an overall winner between the Z Fold 6, the Mix Fold 4 and the Magic V3. And that will go head to head in a long, deep dive, 30 to 45 minute video in about a week or so. Got that? Happy? So, let's talk hardware. And let's go. Okay folks, here we have them, the Samsung on the left, the Honor in the middle, and the Xiaomi Mix Fold 4 on the right hand side. Straight out the gate, you can see straight away display wise, the Samsung is obviously the smallest and narrowest at 6.3 inch diagonal. However, I do have to give kind of partial credit to Samsung because they have increased the size of the screen by decreasing the bezels, particularly on the left hand side. And even side by side, I think we all have to agree, yes, it's thinner and narrower, but it's much more aligned with these two more than it ever has been. So well done, Samsung. You're still not quite there. You need to get a 6.4 inch diagonal outer screen on your Samsung Z Fold 6 Ultra or your Samsung Z Fold 7, or you might lose the whole market share in the Asian market. So as mentioned, 6.4 inch on here and 6.5 inch on the Xiaomi. I can use any of these as my daily. Even the Z Fold 6 is not too narrow now. You can do two finger typing comfortably enough. One thing I want to talk about is the outer screen. People mention fingerprints all the time. Why don't you wipe your phones down? Folks, trust me, I wipe these down all the time. If I lock the phones to give you a better representation, you'll see there are going to be fingerprints on all of them. However, the reason that fingerprints show so much more on the Chinese devices than the Samsung is very simple. There's no screen protector on the Samsung. But all Chinese phones include a screen protector on the outer screen. That screen protector is plastic. Plastic is far much more of a magnet when it comes to fingerprints. And that is why, again, I'll lock it. The inner screen is far more susceptible to manky fingerprints. I use my devices. My devices are not here just to sit on a shelf and display or to take photos for on a video. I have been setting this Xiaomi up so it's been heavily used, as you can see from the fingerprints, but it's not glass. All foldable devices have a thin plastic screen protector, and trust me, that is important. Now, I've inadvertently transitioned, or masterfully transitioned, however you look at it, to the inner screens. And, well, I've mentioned in a video before, this is the Samsung, this is the crease. This is the Mix Fold 4, this is the crease. This is the Honor. You see where I'm going here? Honor have done some genius tomfoolery to get that crease looking fantastically small. Whereas Samsung and Xiaomi I have to say though, the fact that we can get all this computing power in devices as thin as this is absolutely mind-blowing. But as mentioned, crease-wise, Honor is just killing the game. Now, coming to the rear of the devices, I like the black colours. I went for crafted black here, fibre black here, and black here. I would have liked a vegan leather back on the Honor, or a carbon back would have been great. But the only vegan leather option that I can see for the Honor is the rose gold. And for those that have ordered a rose gold from the Average Dad Tech Store, apologies, but I can only ship 2 or sometimes 3 a day. The rose gold aren't limited per se, but they're certainly reduced numbers. So, yeah, they are very popular. I think the rose gold are outperforming order-wise like 10 to 1 compared to some of the other colours. So, rear-wise, again, still narrow here, but I like the look of all. The reason I wanted to show the rear as well is just to highlight, in all of these is obviously a battery, but when it comes to the battery size and charging speeds, the Samsung is just, I want to say disgraceful, but it sounds a bit extreme, but yeah, I'm going to go with it. The Samsung's just a disgrace. What Samsung are doing for customers in terms of battery, size, charging is just a joke. 4400 milliamp hours, 25 watts wired charging, and 15 watts wireless. In a device with 2 screens, an 8 Gen 3 chip, it is just not going to be enough. You will get a day out of this depending on your usage, but you're going to have battery anxiety when it comes to 7 or 8 p.m. every single day. Whereas the Honor Magic V3, 5150 milliamp hours, 67 watts wire charging, and 50 watts wireless. The Xiaomi Mix Fold 4, 5100 milliamp hour battery, 50 watts wireless charging, 67 watts wire charging. These are not going to give you battery anxiety, pretty much dependent on any usage throughout a normal day. But even if they did find themselves down to 10% with still a couple of hours to go in the day, knowing that you can plug them in for 15 minutes to get an extra 40% charge, whereas 15 minutes charging this might give you 15% if you're lucky, it's just, again, not right for Samsung in 2024. Now, since we're looking at them, we may as well talk about the camera, the look of the camera. You can make your own mind up. I'm sure you will. Let me know in the comments. Which design do you prefer? The 3 in a row on the left-hand side of the rear, the circular centered camera ring, or this new kind of like, it's not even a rectangle, it's, I don't know, somebody in the comments tell me what shape this actually is. It's definitely not rectangle because it's curved at the bottom. A lot of people are saying that they don't like it, they say it's ugly. I disagree. I think this is not only nice looking, obviously it's got quad cameras, we'll talk about that in a second, but it's super practical. No wobble at all. Now, to be fair, the Honor, little wobble because it's circular. The Samsung is just obviously going to not sit flat on a desk. But yeah, literally no wobble from the Xiaomi, little bit wobble from the Honor, and yeah, Samsung's just poor. So I like the design of the Xiaomi camera bump. I do like the design of all phones here, obviously. They're all expensive phones, so damn sure better like the design. Last thing I want to talk about while I've got all 3 on the desk is just obviously the overall thickness. So the Samsung being the thickest by about 3 millimeters. It's 12.1 millimeters, the Samsung, which is the thinnest a Z Fold has been. And again, still impressive when you consider everything that's included in just 12 millimeters. But the Honor in the middle here, as you can see, 9.2 millimeters folded. Absolutely insane. And then the Xiaomi, 9.5 millimeters folded. Absolutely insane. And I done this yesterday, I'll do it again. Here is the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, a candy bar phone. And you can see compared to the V2 and the Mix Fold 4, Very, very little difference. So well done Xiaomi, well done Honor. Shout out to Vivo as well. However, the X Fold 3 Pro is 11.2 millimeters thick, I believe, folded. Try to remember those numbers off the top of my head. I'm sure I'm right. So let's get rid of the. By the way, 14 Ultra is still my daily driver. I love this device. So you've seen the outer screen, you've seen the inner screen. Now let's put the screens to the test. Let's look at how the displays actually look with content playing on the outer and the inner. Take a look, let me know in the comments which display you think is best in terms of brightness and sharpness and colour accuracy. Spoiler alert, they're all pretty goddamn good. And of course, another element of the hardware, even though you may use Bluetooth headphones, in fact, I would almost guarantee that you do. But in some situations, you want to use the phone's built-in speakers. All of these phones have stereo speakers, some positioned slightly different to others. So here, as always, is the usual average dad song to test the speakers. A bit longer here so you get a really good idea of how each of these phones sound. Enjoy.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like I hate all this overthinking. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver, no more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar, bring me back to where we started. Get me out of now.
So as I mentioned at the top of the video, I have deliberately not gone into software or cameras other than showing you each camera bump. That will come in part 2 and part 3 of this mini series. If you want to see more of it, smash subscribe. If you've got any other questions about the hardware, you know what to do. And until next time.